There was a crooked house underneath a tree. There lived a tiny mouse, running wild and free. There came a wild cat, scraggly and black, who left the crooked house, smiling and fat. Interesting. But here we are at the city recorder's office, I believe is the official title of this building. Huntington City Hall, established 1891. Howdy, howdy.
Hi.
Howdy. I'm just recording and working on a story about the city of Huntington. I was wondering if I'd just come in and might do a public records request in a minute, but just ask some questions.
That's my cue to leave.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you are fine because I needed to go anyway, and this is your gal. I'm out of here.
Alrighty. Well, you have a good one.
You too.
I'm an independent journalist, just working by myself. One of the things I had researched is that back when recreational marijuana opened up for you guys, the city of Huntington implemented a 3% local tax on all sales, and
that's what we were allowed to by the state.
Yeah. I'm not judging that. I mean, my question was that so the first year that happened, you guys took in just over $500,000, if I remember correctly.
That was before I worked here, so...
Oh, okay. How long have you worked here, if I may?
I started here as the assistant city recorder in 2020, and I became the city recorder in 2023.
2023? Okay. I'm AJ, by the way. Sorry, you are...
Siobhan.
Siobhan?
Siobhan Boxberger.
Lovely name. AJ.
Oh, okay.
So I guess my question is, you wouldn't happen to know off the top of your head how much of that, for that 3% tax we were talking about earlier, how much did you guys take in last year?
Oh, God. Next to nothing.
Next to nothing?
Yeah. But my dispensaries have closed down.
Oh, how long ago did that happen?
2 years, a year or two ago. One closed down, I think, at least 2 years ago, maybe 3.
Okay.
And the other closed down a little over a year ago.
Huh. Any idea why, or?
Yeah, because Ontario opened one on every corner.
I guess that if they don't have to go the extra 30 miles or so.
Exactly.
Gotcha. So, how about the year before they closed?
We were making decent money off of that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it quite frankly, as I understand it, and granted it was before I was here, but the city was facing financial difficulties.
Before that?
Before the recreational marijuana, and so it was quite a bit of a boon for us.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of hurts to lose it.
I'm sure that...
And then it's also been, I mean, it definitely helped us out a lot. Kind of miss that. Because it helped the other businesses out as well.
Right. I'm sure all the people coming in grab lunch or whatever while they're here. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Oh, not too bad. I'm just working on a story about the city of Huntington. If you need some business, I'll step out and let you handle yours.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Hi, I'm with Idaho Power.
No rush, just kind of looking at all the cool stuff you guys got. These must be all the old mayors. That looks like the original city recorder building. I get a kick out of old historic pictures like this.
Oh, I love them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found some stuff with some other older pictures of Huntington that we want to get posted up,
Oh yeah, that's
hung up here and stuff like that.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's my understanding this is like a really historic town, really.
it
Like,
really was, yeah. It was, well, we were incorporated in 1891, and we were kind of a trading post before that, and incorporated in 1891. And I've actually read the meeting minutes all the way from 1891 all the way through.
really,
There's some fun and interesting stuff in there, and
give me a good example, real quick, if you
I
would.
think it was in the 20s or 30s, in front of the old streamliner. They had put a bench out there for guys to like sit and smoke.
Okay.
And they petitioned the council to have them remove the bench because the gentlemen were sitting there ogling the ladies as they passed by.
Interesting,
And they made them take the bench out.
because they were leering too much at that one spot, huh?
Apparently they were, yeah.
Interesting.
So
Funny.
and we had some preacher actually named Robert Lee, apparently no relation to.
Right.
I don't know if he was or not. There was some preacher that he basically came through Oregon, and he came through here declaring that he had set intention to clean the town up, to close down the whorehouses and everything else, and clear the opium dens.
Right, yeah.
The Chinese deal
There's a
here.
lot of opium dens and yeah, okay.
And the city council responded back to whoever was the governor or something like that, or whoever it was, and basically this town is as clean as it's ever been, and we're not going to tolerate him saying this about us and
Right.
everything else.
I read somewhere that at some point they had, what was it? Like independent governance separate from the country because they were kind of so remote and isolated.
Well, we have what's called a home rule.
That's what it was, yes, yeah.
And we still actually have that. I'm not exactly sure how that changes stuff, because as I understand it, we kind of still have to follow the state and federal laws.
Right.
And I'm kind of like,
Yeah, it was...
So that's kind of one of those things that I've always wanted to look into a little bit more, because I don't really...
Yeah, I just saw that glancing as I was kind of doing some research about this place, and I think that's something I have to research more before I publish this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, I'm not exactly sure what they mean by home rule there. It's, but yeah, we still have it established that yes, we have home rule.
Interesting.
So, but
All right.
what exactly that means for us, I don't know.
Right, because obviously...
Because if it means that we could, it's like if it means that we could do things our way and not have to listen to the state or not have to, that we could probably solve a lot of problems, But it's...
What kind of problems do you think are being hindered by the process?
Well, I mean, just the fact that it's a process. I mean, everything is a process. I mean,
Fair enough.
Bureaucracy is what it is.
Right.
And it gets a little frustrating sometimes that Eastern Oregon as a whole, really, that side of the state laws, they make laws that I would consider absolutely necessary for that side of the state.
Okay.
Not so much for our side of the state.
Well, you're leading into one of my questions I had. How do you feel, I'm sure you've heard about it, the Greater Idaho movement?
City has no opinion on it.
That's fair. Your official position, that's fair.
Yeah. My opinion is, I understand. I mean, my personal opinion, this is not in any way, shape, or form a reflection of how the city council or the people of Huntington feel.
Clearly understanding your distinction there.
My personal opinion is while I understand, it's never going to happen. It's logistically impossible, so it's kind of a waste of effort and money.
Fair enough.
B, I don't think people have really thought it through very well, because I've lived in Idaho as well for 5 years.
I grew up
And
there.
it's- Yeah, and I lived up in, and it's a beautiful state, and the people, and full of lovely people and everything else, and I'm certainly not saying anything about that. But like Idaho's minimum wage is $7.25.
Yeah, it hasn't gone up
And
since.
it's a tip differential state, so if you work for tips, they can legally pay you $2.10 an hour. For people that are on benefits such as, whether it's SNAP or Medicaid.
I have a grandma there. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from there.
It's significantly more difficult to get it in Idaho than it is here. And, well, let's face it, if you are a recreational,
Marijuana user.
you're not going to be in Idaho.
Yep. Yeah, I heard they
Well,
just.
you can be, but you'd be breaking the law.
They just put a whole new set of laws increasing minimum fines on possession there, and they're trying to push through a bill that would take it so that the people of Idaho could not put a ballot addendum in to change the laws or put in a decriminalization of marijuana. They're trying to implement it so only the House of Representatives can touch that.
Yeah, they're kind of codified it.
Yeah. So.
Which is kind of like what, and I've contacted on behalf of the city representatives, both state and federal, about House Bill 3115, which they codified into law. Now it says that that cities and governments and whatnot, anything like this, that we are required to allow camping by unhoused people on city rights of way and stuff like that.
Right.
If there are no shelter beds available in the area.
Oh yes, that one. Okay, yes, now I know which one you're talking about.
Okay. There's not a single shelter on this entire side of the state.
Right.
So, and a lot of these we could do time and place ordinances. We'll allow you to do it at night, but not during the day, or we'll allow you to only do it in this particular area. But if there's who's going to enforce that? At tiny towns like ours,
How big is the police department here?
we don't have a police department.
So you guys are
We contract with the Baker County Sheriff's
with the Baker Sheriff? Okay, cool.
And so it's who's going to enforce that? Because the county sheriff can't, they can enforce county and state, county ordinances and state statutes.
But if the city sets an ordinance, they cannot enforce
they
that.
can't enforce it.
Got you.
And so basically, we contract with them for additional patrol time, so that we have somebody, more often.
Yeah, somebody around.
Because they have a big area to cover.
Yeah, Baker County is an expansive county. Yeah.
And it's a big area, and so we do that so we can make sure that we get quality time.
Yeah, no, I get it. Everyone likes to see the friendly police officer driving down the street and make sure everyone.
Not everybody. But yeah, it's a small town.
Yeah.
We try to look out for one another, and I had told people, because I went to the League of Oregon Cities spring conference, and I said, look, we're small. Pretty much almost everybody knows everybody, and
Right, it's 504 people currently.
510, I think, was our last census.
510, okay.
And, not everybody gets along, and not everybody likes everybody.
Yeah.
People have their quarrels and stuff like that. But when we were surrounded by fires, we are Huntington.
Doesn't matter what house, you got a bucket for it.
Yeah, it's when it hits the fan, we are Huntington.
And that's community, and that's good.
We are one town, one community, one heartbeat. We look out for one another. People were looking out for, this person's out of town. It's hey, I've got eyes on your house. People were helping people evacuate with animals. Our mayor has a bus service, and he was shuttling people to the evacuation site. Them, their dogs, however.
Right, whatever and whoever.
He up and did that.
That is truly courageous. That's some stuff you don't actually hear very often.
Yeah. thankfully, the fires never actually came into town, but we were surrounded. And,
Got you.
We were under a level 3 evacuation.
And that's, you got to get out, right?
And we were telling people, particularly people, like if you've got young children, if you're elderly or disabled, if you've got respiratory issues, please.
Right, yeah, you can't deal with that smoke. I remember driving through it.
Really bad. And yeah, the mayor, he has a charter bus. He parked down there, said, I'll be here.
Just Megan.
And everybody, we got everybody in that was going, and, some people have their dogs. Other people helped other people get their, horses or what have you, anybody that had anything like that.
Right.
They helped to get them to safety. The first fire before the Durkee fire, that actually got right close to a couple of people's back doors. I mean,
it was pushing on the edge of town then,
like
huh?
everybody was out there helping, and I mean, firemen came from all around to help us out, and we were so appreciative of that, and we're so appreciative of our own fire department because they see to our safety, health, and well-being 24/7, 365. And when that phone goes off at 3 o'clock in the morning,
they get on it.
Whose house is that? They're up and they're gone.
That's good.
And we're immensely grateful to them.
How big is the fire department?
It could be bigger.
It could be. I'm sure they're taking volunteers, aren't they?
Oh, yes, always. But it also, I think we've got 8 people now.
Like 8 people? Okay. That's actually a couple more than I was expecting.
Our fire chief has been there for nearly 30 years, Eric Brunson.
Okay.
And 1, 2, 3, 4, about 7 or 8 people now. So, which
awesome.
is good because he was for a bit there. He was only down to a couple, and
yeah, that can be scary when you only got a couple people trying to maintain a 24-hour watch.
And it's and like I said, but the community got together too. I mean, we had a couple houses that were, it was kind of right close up to their back door. We were kind of like, you might need to get out. And people were out there hosing the houses down and wetting the house down. And trying to, my son was out there.
Right.
Helping wet, soak hoses down and stuff like that and try to protect them and stuff like that.
Keep the ground wet and keep ashes from sparking on roofs and whatnot.
Yeah. Keeping soaking it down and stuff. So yeah. I mean, that's one thing I love about this town. I mean, I'm a Midwest girl, and
okay.
I grew up in Ohio. I was born in New York. I grew up in Ohio. I lived in Southern California. I lived in Vegas. I lived in Idaho. I lived in Utah. Now I live here.
Been around a little bit, seen some of the country, huh?
A little bit of gypsy.
All right, nothing wrong with that.
And that's one of the things that I love it here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sometimes things get frustrating, but at the same time, I mean, like I said, that your neighbor's going to stand up and help you out in the event of something catastrophic.
Right.
I think that's what's really important, and I think that's one of the things that makes us a wonderful community.
That was a great bit right there. Really appreciate that. Trying to think. So, I guess we'll talk about Ontario for a second, because part of going back to the recreational sales here. How much of those recreational sales do you believe is coming from Idaho?
I don't know.
I mean, Ontario is not a small town. There's people there, but
yeah,
I believe the first year open, just one of the pot shops had like 18 million in sales.
Yeah, I wouldn't have any way of knowing like how many people were from Idaho and how many people weren't. I just know what kind of revenue we got from it.
That's fair. That's fair. Got you.
So I would have no way of guesstimating that. So
fair enough. Yeah, I find it interesting because the dichotomy between Oregon and Idaho on that one issue, and then, I'll say it, I know for a fact that en masse people come to Oregon and go back to Idaho with their products. So, and I just find it funny that that state would take such a hard stance when Well, like I said, that one business had 18 million of sales the first year. That's a lot of money that Idaho is just passing up.
Yeah. I guess that's up to them.
Yeah. Well, I'm about ready to get out of here, but I do want to make a public records request if I could. Do you guys have a form I could fill out? Awesome. Thank you so much.
I need to make some more.
Fair enough. How's it going, boss? Not too bad, not too bad.
Speaking of mayors,
Oh, you're the mayor?
Yeah. Chuck Word.
Nice to meet you. AJ, I'm just working on a story about your town here.
Oh, I'll appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah.
I was
So-
telling them about our fires and how.
Yeah, you were shuttling people out of town, I heard. That's...
Yeah. There wasn't very many, but there was enough. But
Yeah.
those are tough times.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, it was great to hear how the...
It showed how we could come together as a
Mhm.
community. It really did, I thought.
No, it was all right. You with Argus or Vail?
No, I'm actually independent. I work by myself. Yeah, so I'm actually not from around here.
Okay.
It was passing through, and it's I've been here before, and it's just an interesting point for me that. Well, I'm gonna get cut chase there. I find it hilarious that you guys, well, I guess not so much anymore that the pot shops have closed, but that so many people came from Idaho to buy product and take it back to Idaho. And then you guys can't control who walks into the door or there or anything.
I was mayor when that all came through.
Okay.
I was on the council. I was a no vote.
Okay.
I'm marijuana ignorant.
You-
Yeah, I'll just
okay.
tell you that. I knew nothing about the system, how it worked, how the sales worked, how many different products there were. I had no idea. I also didn't have an idea that it would generate the kind of income that it would for these guys.
Over $500,000 the first year, if I remember correctly.
Probably less than the first year. I believe that was from, yeah.
So partway into the first year
Yeah.
to the end of the year.
Yes.
Okay.
It was healthy.
Yeah, I didn't know the answer to that because that was
think
before I lived
A
here.
little more, but
I know that it kind of saved us.
it did. It helped us a lot. It also, my take on it was, well, we had the wind power going at the same time.
Okay.
So there was 250 people here working on the wind power.
Okay. So that's a bit of a
And
boom for the
we had
economy.
2 cafes, 2 bars at that time, and they were operating well. And every hamburger sold to me is important in this town this size.
Right. Because every dollar is making a difference in
This
those
is
families.
Something you didn't have.
Yeah.
You can't go out and get that, because you're limited on your scope of your.
Right. You can't buzz down to Safeway or something here. Yeah.
So both of them was good while it went. I do think a little that Ontario stole our thunder a little bit.
Yeah, because you guys had the first shops open before Ontario did, right?
Oh, yeah.
Got you.
By a year and a half.
By a year and a half.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, they had originally voted no,
Yeah, they had a no vote on it.
They voted no when you guys voted
and
yes.
we voted yes, and then they realized.
Yeah, and we were the only place in Eastern Oregon that you could apply. You could find that.
Right.
The only one. And then Sumter came on board, and it followed suit. Baker City's still a holdout.
Really? Isn't that ironic?
They're tough. They're a tough sell.
So, given that and how much revenue it brought into the city, part of my request is going to be how much that was since the inception of recreational marijuana. Any idea?
I couldn't quote
No.
to be close enough.
Right.
The companies that did operate here did well. And they were small.
Yeah.
They got bigger now.
Right.
One did. 420 Bill, he bought the liquor store in Jackpot.
Oh, really?
And I think
He's operating down there too. Okay.
Yes, I thought he thought he had a chance of making a marijuana liquor store. I think that's what his
selling
idea
both at
was.
the. Oh, that would be one-stop shopping,
Just
huh?
over the border on the other side of Idaho.
Right.
But a chain came in and got the only licensing in Jackpot, and it's down.
They were only going to give out a certain amount of licenses. Okay.
Yeah, and he didn't get that. So now the liquor store's for sale, and I think that's a hard sell, but maybe not. But yeah, they spread out and did some other things.
All right.
Yeah, I think they've got an antique shop too. I think he was telling me in Ontario.
Yeah, he has he's always had that. Well, he operated several. GIM Motors used to bring Japanese import engines and stuff. He used to do that kind of stuff.
Okay.
It's right along the railroad tracks. And I mean, he's been in a lot of business. The hot box, they've spread out. They got probably 2 or 3 of those in Ontario. Are all.
Yeah, I saw the sign on the door, closed now. Please visit our Ontario station.
Yeah.
So there are no dispensaries open in Huntington now anymore, huh? And just not enough
The
traffic.
grow's closed up too.
Oh, you guys were growing around here?
Go around
Okay.
the bend, it's on the right.
There is a farm on that side of town as you're coming in from that side of town.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're going out, it'd be on your right. Coming in, it'd be on your left. And yeah, it's like 26 acres. I think it's up for sale.
It's up
Yeah.
for sale, huh?
Well, Fort Tonyville, I owned that as a gas station in the early 90s, and I think I paid $18,000 for the gas station. And I sold it for 23 in 98.
In 98.
And now it's for sale for $500,000. So,
Yeah, that's
maybe
crazy.
they held on to that one.
Yeah, that would have been
Apparently, it's worth
something.
more as a dispensary than a gas station.
Yes.
Apparently.
Yeah, and obviously it's not selling.
Well, I got a question off what you said there. Why would the farm have closed? Because, I mean, they can still ship their products.
They sold, and I don't know why the new owners, but I think it's maybe.
Well, the original owner who had sold it, he was in poor health, and he was basically, I don't want to deal with this anymore.
Gotcha.
And
That's
then
fair.
Nectar Markets bought it out of Portland, but what
Okay.
they wanted really was the dispensary down there by Love's.
Right.
Burnt River Farms dispensary in the parking lot there
in Ontario.
in Ontario.
Oh, yeah. That one right there. Yeah, I know that one.
So they wanted that dispensary, but it was like, in order to get that dispensary, they had to buy the farm. And so they tried to kind of operate the farm, but they're centered in Portland.
That's a long travel to do logistics over. Yeah.
So I think after less than a year, they just said, okay, yeah, no, they shut the farm down and they just operate the dispensary, and now the farm's up for sale.
I see.
So it's like 26 acres. It's got the sheds and
Yeah, it's set up.
it's
soil. They really had to work it hard to get it to grow anything. It's a railroad yard.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of gravel.
Real gravelly.
Chips and stuff. Yeah, they really worked hard. And he told me sometimes stuff would grow and then it'd die, and you dig and there'd be a barrel under there. There's grass buried all over out there. And,
Kind of just a min heap almost.
yeah.
Gotcha.
That was actually a roundhouse out there.
Yeah, I was hearing about that
You can
earlier.
see it, if you go up on top of the hill and look down, you can see the concrete still.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to do that.
Just go up Durbin Creek Road and go up the water tank up there, and you can look down.
What year did that burn down?
Yeah, about 57. I think.
About 57. Okay.
And I don't think they were using it as much then as they were in the 40s, 30s, 40s.
Right.
But,
yeah. He spent a lot more. You've been here how many years? 40.
35.
35.
Yeah,
Okay.
he spent a lot more years here. I've only been here since 2017. Fall of
Okay.
2017 or
Yeah.
2018, I think.
Good. It's a good
He's
place.
been here a lot longer.
No, I was going to buy that property once, and I looked at it.
Mhm.
I should have now, because then I could have sold it for the pot girl. But,
Right. You're looking at that like
That's
shoulda,
all
coulda,
too,
woulda, huh?
Hindsight's a beautiful thing.
Hindsight's 420, huh?
It's,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it is what it is. These small towns have booms and busts.
Right.
All the time. And
We're just looking
this
for
was
our
the
next.
lesson for our next boom.
We're just looking
So
for, yeah, we're looking
it
for
sounds
our
like the
next
first boom was when they opened up the railroad house, and
The railroad, if you do some looking, it was incredible.
one. Yeah, we were quite the town back then.
It
I'm happy
was
to-
rowdy.
yeah, that's what I
We
heard.
have 1,000 to 1,500 people coming in and out every day.
Mhm.
You got a rowdy town.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I saw
that makes sense.
Reverend Lee that was going to come here and clean it up, and the city council basically told him to stick it. And there was one. There was one thing I found in There was a list of businesses that it was a history book and an old Huntington history book, and it was a list of businesses that was available. I think it was in 1917.
Okay.
And we had 2 banks, we had a movie theater, we had a barbershop, a beauty parlor, 3 houses for ladies of ill repute. There were 2, and it listed as the business, 2 opium dens.
That was
one underneath the Chinese restaurant and one underneath the Chinese laundry. And I just thought, it was kind of like, how would you list this as, like, how would you list these as actual businesses in town? But yeah, they did.
Right.
That was kind of funny.
Interesting. Well, I guess it wasn't illegal then.
Yeah, and then we had, like I said, I mean, we had, I think it was like 2 banks, we had barbershop,
Also, jewelry shops, there were some ice cream shops, just all that type of stuff goes along with it. But the interesting thing about the whorehouses, everybody's upset because they were still in town. And if you look on our maps, it says Honky Tonk Edition. And it's right out here past city limits.
Okay.
And that's where they moved them.
And that's where they moved them outside of town. Okay.
Where the old sewer ponds are. That's Honky Tonk Edition.
Okay.
They kept them just out of sight, but still had it.
They're still here. Just
It was interesting stuff.
It's just not so much in your face now.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Interesting. I did not know that one. That's good.
The 1917 or 16, I can't remember, right during, maybe it was just before World War I, National Guard was called out for 2 towns, Copperfield and Huntington, and the National Guard was called out to clean them up. That's
Clear house, huh?
That's where they come into town. They really cleaned up. Copperfield was purely a mining town.
Okay.
It's down past halfway, and then they came this way because you could get on the train then
and just
down
hop
the river and come up here.
Okay.
Yeah, down the Snake. But with the railroad, doesn't go that way anymore.
Okay.
But you could send your grocery list with the train.
Oh, and they just bring it back to you, huh?
Yeah. Walmart doesn't have anything on these guys. But they did it.
Right?
They did it 75, 80, 90 years ago. They delivered your groceries.
They were ahead of the curve. All right.
Yeah. It was interesting stuff. But it's a struggle.
So, just one more thing, if I could ask you, just your personal opinion, not representing the city or your position as the mayor. What's your opinion on the Greater Idaho movement?
Oh, it can never go. It's a good thought, but there's no way. There's too many things to change. Can you imagine putting the health care of Eastern Oregon upon Idaho? I mean,
I don't think their budget could handle it. Right.
A lot of people are on state aid, and Oregon has a pretty good deal.
Pretty good program for that.
Right. It's a lot easier to get assistance if you do need it, and
they're low deductibles, if any. They're pretty good deals, and those types of things were funded by the West, because that's where the populace is.
Right.
Going to help us, and I
like 80% of the population's over on the west side of the state.
The I-5 corridor.
Yeah.
That's where the money is. We know.
Yeah.
We realize that. And you can't see Idaho taking the weight of that, and of those types of programs and being able to operate. I just don't see it being that.
And then the people obviously wouldn't want to downgrade to the Idaho standard.
Right. If it was different, boy, they would really holler. And Oregon is very, very different from Idaho. It just is. And Idaho has some appealing things to it, but it would be a very expensive venture for them, I think. And if you took even the marijuana, you're going to tell no.
Well, again, that was kind of the point of my question is like, however much you guys have raked in, like I know Ontario's still bringing in money from Idaho on this. So
ridiculously with 14 stores, I think.
14?
16, I heard.
16? It keeps going. Okay.
The
They're just robbing each other at this point.
Right.
Last I heard it was 16. See, they could have set a limit at like, okay, we'll allow 6 or 7 stores.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Done that.
And they could have A, controlled that better,
Okay.
and B, they could have not cut us off completely. Because people would have, Weezer would have said, oh, let's just go to Huntington.
Mm-hmm.
Or people would have said, oh, there's a line, let's just go ahead and take the drive, and, it's a nice day, we'll take the drive, we'll go to Huntington.
Why not?
I mean, it certainly would have reduced.
But it wouldn't have completely killed your guys'
It wouldn't
business
have
on it.
Killed it, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, if it...
So one quick question. Any good places for lunch in town? Or what's the recommendation?
I'm
It's
Wait,
closed
not,
up.
it's closed.
Oh
A
man,
nice little restaurant, but it's empty.
Yeah.
It's empty right now.
COVID kind of killed that, and then, then the dispensary is shutting down, kind of killed that.
If
So.
you don't have a bar, a cafe is hard to make it.
Yeah.
It's just
Mhm.
a cafe, that's
And it's funny, and this is a conversation I've had with a few people. You don't realize what a valuable commodity your little watering hole in town is until you don't have it anymore.
right.
Like you saying, it's like, you know,
It's a social hub.
A
and-
restaurant is better supported if you have a bar where people go have a few drinks first and work up and out.
Right.
And it's a place for everybody to socialize in town. And sometimes a lot of quibbles and quabbles between residents would probably be settled over a game of pool or a
A
beer,
game of pool and a beer, and
instead of it coming to
Nice.
to us. You know, he
At
handles
least they can
things.
fight down there.
Yeah.
instead of over here.
Sheriff can deal with it, yeah. And then, or you know, he's taken on code enforcement here in town, and I don't envy him that at all. So he gets the phone call, you know, about this person or
Just
that
got a
person.
couple smoke. Anyway, I just stopped. There's a light flashing on the truck out here. I was just going to go out and shut it off. But
Yeah.
Alrighty.
the Fisher's gone.
Yeah.
Okay,
He's,
I'm going to go out and shut that light off. Anyway, good to meet you. Thanks for
Likewise.
stopping by. All right,
Good to
thank
meet you. Well, I'm gonna fill this out real quick and hand it back to you, and then I'll be on out of here and get out your hair. Just borrow the corner of this table real quick. And thank you guys for being so hospitable. Alrighty. It's a nice paint you got there. It's a nice paint you got there.
oh yeah, I've got boxes and boxes of those. My predecessor preferred those over everything else. So.
I could kind of see why. So it's saying on here I need to prepay.
Yeah, I would have to look up exactly. We could look that out later because it's probably gonna take me a while to find some of this information.
Yeah, just
Okay. I can probably email this to you,
that. Yes, please.
and I can just let you know like how much it is, and unfortunately I can't take that over the. If it takes under, it doesn't take too long, and I can email it to you, and it's then there really wouldn't be a charge.
Right. I'm hoping. I don't think that would be that hard of a
Probably
information
not,
to
'cause
find.
It's probably.
But where I do live on the coast, is there any way I could put a deposit down and, you know, if it doesn't need it, call it a donation to the city?
I don't think it's going to take me an hour to do this, so I can just if it ends up taking an hour, I can let you know.
I'll figure it out, but you don't anticipate it?
I don't anticipate it taking that. I really can't anticipate it taking that long. It's
Okay.
not like I'm looking for something from 100 years ago.
Right. Yeah,
I just want to see like. Yeah, so it's only about 5 years, so I should be able to get that together in less than an hour. So,
okay. Well,
I think it's like if it's 30 minutes or less, we don't charge.
right.
So, but if it's something that's going to take me an hour to look up, and you know, if I have to go back 150 years,
Right. No, I'm not trying to get the minutes for the entirety of the town, but well, I guess email me please and let me know. Thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much. You have a great day. And what are we looking at? It is a scorcher out here today.